What's up everyone, I'm Chase here at Rocky Mountain ATVMC, and these are my top 5 tips to help you warm up before you ride. All right guys, so we're out here at the track having a good time today, but I thought this would be a really good opportunity to give you my 5 tips to help you warm up before you go ride. Now, warming up before riders go out and ride is something I think a lot of riders don't do enough of. This is something that you see just about every professional rider doing. You'll see them warming up before they go ride, stretching. And the reason it's so important, it's just gonna help you stay loose. It's gonna help you reduce injuries. It's gonna help you heal faster. So it's really important to do these tips. And the first tip that I have is actually being hydrated. It's really important before you go out and ride, you wanna make sure you're hydrated. You gotta remember, your brain, your heart, your lungs, your body, it needs a lot of water. And also your muscles are made up more than 70% of water. So when it comes to your muscles staying hydrated, that's really important, especially as you start to go out and ride. If you get dehydrated, that's when you start to get muscles cramping up. You can get sick to your stomach. So it's really important you stay hydrated. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go out and drink a gallon of water, before you go ride. You don't need to be peeing every 20 minutes, but you definitely want to drink plenty of water the day before you go ride. That's really important. Also, the day of, you want to make sure you're hydrating throughout the day. Drink water before you go ride, but during your riding, it's also really important to be replenishing your body and getting those fluids back in. And even on those days where it might not be that hot and you don't feel like you're sweating that much, you're still really exerting your body and you can still get dehydrated even if you're not just really hot and sweaty. So that's gonna be my first tip, is make sure drink plenty of water and stay hydrated. So for my second tip, it's gonna be blood flow. It's really important that before you stretch, that you get good blood flow through your body. And the reason this is so important is that you can actually do more harm than good if you stretch out your muscles if they're not properly warmed up. And that's why you see riders, riding the bike, doing jumping jacks, burpees, push-ups, whatever you can do before you ride or before you stretch to get good blood flow. So if that means you gotta go take a jog around the track before you stretch out, so be it. Whatever you wanna do just to get good blood flow and warm up the body, that's gonna make sure that as you stretch, you're gonna be stretching out the muscle and you're not gonna be doing any damage to those. So that's tip number 2, is make sure you get good blood flow. So for tip number 3, after you've hydrated, after you've done your warm up and you've got good blood flow, now it's time to start stretching out your upper body. So what I like to do is I like to do neck stretches. Okay, some of my favorites are I just turn my neck and I'll hold my neck, my stretches, for a minimum of 15 to 30 seconds. You can do up to a minute if you want to. And I'll just do that several times with every stretch that I'm doing. But I'll start with my neck, I'll move to my shoulders. I like to do shoulder rotations. Okay, I'll start out with small circles and I'll get bigger and bigger, and I'll do that forwards and backwards. I'll do shoulder stretches across the body. You also want to remember, you want to stretch out your core too. That's really important. Stretch out your core, your lower back, your upper back. And also a big muscle that a lot of riders forget to stretch before they ride are their forearms. Arm pumps, probably one of the biggest issues that riders deal with. So remember, stretch out your forearms before you go out and ride. There's a lot of good exercises for this. I actually do like to use the forearm strong device that we carry at Rocky Mountain. That actually just gives a really good stretch on the forearms. It also helps strengthen your grip. But that's gonna be my tip number 3, is make sure after you get your blood flow, is stretch out your upper body. So for tip number 4, after you've got the upper body stretched out, now we're gonna move to the lower body. And just like with the upper body, there's a lot of good stretches you can be doing, but you got a lot of big muscles in the lower body. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, I was out riding some sand not too long ago, and I caught my leg on the inside of a turn. It pulled my leg off the bike, and I did a little bit of damage to my groin. And honestly, it took about 6 months for my groin to really recover. So that's why it's important to stretch out and get warmed up. So with your legs, you want to stretch out your quads, you want to get your hamstrings, hip flexors. Those are really important to stretch out your hip flexors, your calves. Again, you just want to hold all those stretches for a minimum of 15 seconds, do multiple sets, and that's just gonna, it's gonna help you be more limber when you're out riding. Okay, it's gonna help prevent injury. And also, like we talked about earlier, stretching out your body is gonna help with recovery as well. So that's tip number 4, is stretching out the lower body. So for my 5th final tip, this might not seem like it has a lot to do with warming up, but I beg to differ, and that's gonna be with your diet. A lot of riders, they pay attention to just coming out and motoing and having a good time at the track, but you gotta remember that your diet, what you put in your body, think of your body as a high performance race machine, your dirt bike. You're not gonna be putting 85 octane in your dirt bike. You're gonna go out and you're gonna get high quality fuel. Same thing goes for your body. So remember that before you go out and ride, okay, you want to have a good mix of good carbohydrates, good proteins, good fats. You can read a lot of good articles on the internet, but you just want to fuel your body and that's gonna give you that energy throughout the day. So what I like to do is if I'm gonna be riding really early in the morning, maybe I eat a good big meal the night before with a lot of carbohydrates. And the reason that's important is you don't want to eat a big meal too close to your riding time. You want to give at least, I'd say, 1 to 2 hours before you ride, and that way your body's gonna be able to digest that food. It takes about 2 to 3 hours for your body to digest food. And if you have a lot of food sitting in your digestive tract, well, your body puts a lot of blood there, so you can have muscles cramp up, you can get sick to your stomach. So it's important, eat a big breakfast if you're gonna be riding all day or racing, so I can digest. And then what I like to do is throughout the day, I'll just have smaller snacks. I'll snack between motos or snack between races, and that way I'm keeping my body fueled, but I'm not overloading my stomach, so I'm gonna avoid getting any sort of sickness in my stomach or any of those cramps to my muscles. So that's gonna be tip number 5, is treat your body like a high performance machine, give it the fuel that it needs, and remember, don't eat too soon before you go out and ride, and that's gonna keep you feeling good and strong throughout the day. All right guys, so those are my top 5 tips to help you warm up before you go out and ride. Now, along with that Forearm Strong device that we talked about earlier, we also do carry a lot of great nutritional supplements on our website, and you can pick those up by clicking on the link or heading over to our website at RockyMountainATVMC.com. And do not forget that orders over $75 ship free. If you guys like this top 5 tips video and you want to see more like it, a lot of product spotlights, how-to videos, well, make sure you click and subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm Chase here at Rocky Mountain. We'll see you on the trails.